And here we go.
Yo!
Popular demand. Deuces Wild Thrill. 2 shows last week to kick off the season. One of the hottest topics was the Giants' schedule. We broke it down into a social media post that actually went semi-viral. And I will tell you this, dude. I was with you. I never understood the Friday off day after the Thursday opening day. But what is happening now is beyond my fucking belief. A Giants off day after having the night off day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they play in New York. Monday, they play in Chicago. Today, they're fucking off again, dude.
Off.
What's happening?
And then this is what I was told, because I asked the Giants, and I'm like, what the shit is going on? And the response that I got was, because they were playing in Chicago and playing in New York, that they had to have an off day if there was weather involved. And I go, that's bullshit. We've never had that problem going back. So here's the thing. When you play a full season, you have Mondays off or you have Thursdays off, one or the other. All right? Other than that, you play every Friday night, because it doesn't matter what city you in, you want the Friday night crowd going into the weekend. And why they didn't play Friday night in New York is beyond me. And then here we are on a Tuesday night after we played last night, or excuse me, yesterday day. Here we are today and no ball game. So, this goes back to the scheduling people, the computer people, the commissioner's office. It's all screwed up.
So I'm going to take a look at this right now, because essentially, like, why would you not have taken Monday off, even though you had it Friday? Like, if you had to do one, I just hate the breakup, man. As a hitter, this is why I think that we're getting so moved about this, because you and I were both fucking position players, man. And you take me out of my groove. Like, opening day, although I know you did really well, and I feel like I did decent on opening day as well. Dude, opening day is like its own thing, man. I couldn't wait. I used to tell people, my teammates, I'm like, I can't fucking wait to get opening day done with.
Oh, Jesus! Man down! Man down! What the hell is going on?
Bro, that is a great question. So I opened up the window.
Hey, you know what it is? You know what it is? After 55 feet of snow, you got freaking bears coming in the house, the freaking boogeyman's coming in the house, knocking shit over, the whole works.
You should hear the snow falling from the roof right now. Like, that was nothing.
Yeah.
Compared to what we've been dealing with these big ice clumps and shit, and it's all of a sudden, it sounds like a tornado ripping through it. I don't say that lightly, Thrill, because I know you're right there in the middle of fucking harm's way right now with all those storms ripping through the freaking Midwest and the South.
Yeah, no, they're all north of us, so they're having problems up there. But I'm worried about you because of the snow, and then second off, as Battleborn would. Oh God, look at that. That's a great picture right there.
Oh, you can't break this motherfucker right here.
Hell no. He needs to be remembered every freaking day of the week.
Look at this. This thing fell face first, not a fucking crack on it, man. That is, so the breeze is coming back from right here, and it obviously blew it over. Gonna have to shut this one.
So anyway, to kind of get back to what we were talking about, two things, and Linda even said it. Linda said, the schedule is a smoking crack. They definitely are, without a shadow of a doubt. And Battleborn, since you are the closest to Bernsey, please make sure he does not burn down Truckee and Tahoe with the flamethrower. All right? Thank you.
So good, dude. So good. He's got a point.
Yeah. Right.
So
dude, that was awesome watching you with the flamethrower and you freaking melting the snow and you're like, dude, I found something new. I'm like, yeah, fire and snow don't mix, dude.
No, they do mix. They mix beautifully, and it fucking kills the ice, man. Hey, so Wednesday, today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, the Giants are back at the White Sox, 11:10 a.m. Pacific time. And then Thursday,
11 a.m. Pacific time. Then, guess what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day games. The first night game the Giants play is going to be Monday night against the Dodgers on the 10th.
So this
First night game. They played more night games in spring training than they do starting up the season. That's why, Linda hit the nail on the head when she's talking about the freaking schedule of smoking crack. It's like, the hell, how can you not have night games on a weekend or night games during the week, especially when people are working? Have night games.
How did your eyes adjust to hitting between day and night? Because I know that you're a big eye black guy.
And that's what the eye black. That's exactly what the eye black was for. So in a day game, you got a lot of reflection off the field. And so what the eye black does is it covers up your cheekbones and it allows you to not squint in a day game. Because when you start to squint, you feel the vision get small. So eye black allows you to keep your eyes open. That's why in night games you don't have that problem. Day games you do.
You were also infamous for the flip down glasses.
Oh yeah. That's the only sunglasses we had back then. We had the flip downs. We didn't have what was it? Was it back in I want to say maybe 90s is when Gargoyle came along and Killer Loop was like the first like sunglasses and people trying them out, and then Oakley came on the scene a little bit later on. But yeah, right out the chute, the first thing with the flip downs. And so what you would do is you'd have your hat, all right, and you'd wear the flip downs. They'd be right up under the bill of your hat, and the band would come on top of your head, right? And so what you would do is instead of hitting the glasses, you'd hit the bill of your hat. And you'd hit the bill of your hat, and it was spring loaded, and it just bloop, the glasses would come straight down. And so when you're at Candlestick, you go down for a play, ball goes up, you hit your hat, glove up, and then ball's up in the air.
So, dude, I tried to use the flip downs. I thought they were badass. I thought I'd be cool, and I'd give it a shot. And I put them on the bridge of my nose, dude, right? And number one, as an outfielder, you need to remember this. Dude, like, we don't have time to flip shit down.
Right.
Our balls are fucking, like, we're getting these line drives at us.
Right.
So it's not like you have this time. As an infielder, boom, ball goes up. First thing you do is this, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
But Thrill, I put them on the bridge of my nose. If you look really close, man, you can see how crooked my nose is right here.
The freaking indentations.
I got in a few scuffles when I was growing up. When you're younger and you're really good at what you do and you talk a lot of shit, the older kids, it's okay. So that was that in, all of my time in karate and everything else as well. And then the other thing is when I got to college, I hit a ball off the L screen in short toss. And I could tell, this is really good. It was midnight. And Scott Seal and I went out to hit extra at Jackie Robinson Stadium. We had the key. He had the key to the cage. So we went, of course, Thrill it with a 24. I don't want to say 24 pack. It was at least a 12 pack though, maybe 18 pack of beer. And we're slugging beers. We're talking, hitting. Fuck, I miss those times, man. Like that was it. That was life. That was everything. That was with your bro, working on our craft. We were obsessed with what we were doing. And sure as shit, man, I'm up there, whack, hit a bullet right back off the screen, shoots right back. Blood everywhere, man. Fucking shattered my nose.
So we had a standing rule in college that you had to hit in the cage with your helmet on. It was no take batting practice without your helmet on, because Coach Polk always said, when are you ever going to come up to home plate without your helmet on?
Agree.
It made sense to me. So I was like, all right, that's cool with me. So we get into pro ball, and it was not mandatory. Even though I still did it, it wasn't mandatory. And I'll be damned if opening day, 1980, well, it wasn't opening day. It was in spring training. And, the batting cages and the screens and the turtles and all that weren't the same as they are today. They weren't nearly as padded. And I'll be damned if, I don't know, somebody, it might have been Dan Gladden, told me in spring training, he goes, dude, he goes, put your helmet on. And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, man, I've seen some nasty ricochets off these cages. I was like, all right. And I'll be damned if it wasn't the next round I take out of BP. I missed one, hit it in the top of the cage. The thing came back, pow, hit me in the head. But I had my helmet on. If I wouldn't have had my helmet on, that damn thing would have knocked me silly.
So when I was in New York in 2001, we were in the playoffs and we were playing the Yankees. And Ken Maka told me, he's like, yo, dude, I want you to go out and watch the Yankees and watch them take batting practice. I'm like, all right, cool. And so the point that he was trying to make to me, he was always an asshole, always. And I have a soft spot for Bach in my heart. I think that he was the tough father that was trying to prove points. And I know now as a father, I can understand what he was trying to get at. But I sat there and watched Yankees, and he sat out there with me, actually. And you just saw like the quote unquote professional BP that he was trying to instill in me, because I would get up there and I'd be in the fourth group and I would get 4 rounds of 5 and it was fucking it. So I was there to hit nukes, man. I was here. I didn't give a shit about nothing else but dropping bombs.
All right, let me ask you this, okay? And we can open it up for the chat room and all that sort of stuff. So we're 4 games in, we're 2-2. All right. In the 2 losses, it's been freaking nasty. I mean, 16 punch outs one game, 12 another, 3 hits one game, 4 hits another. And then in 2 games that we win, we go deep, and then we start having a few extra base hits. And then yesterday they go off and they hit 7 homers. Okay. What kind of team do you guys think the Giants are going to be this year? Are they going to be that all or nothing team, or are they going to figure out a way to be consistent?
I think so far they're going to be that all or nothing team. That's probably more representative of the personnel that they have. The problem with the all or nothing team is that an all or nothing team, even if they're decent, is a 500 team, and it never prevails in the postseason, ever.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
I've just been kind of looking around and, looking at some of the other teams, and perfect example would be, I hate to say it, but like the Yankees. They've beat up on us 2 games, where they caught homers and all that. And in 2 games, they've been shut down. Tonight, the Phillies have beaten them, 4-0 in the 8th. So, it's kind of going around right now.
So, Thrill, to finish my story, when Ken Maka and I sat there watching, I saw the Yankees take BP and whatever. Like, did they take a pro BP? Sure, but so does everybody in the first round, right? It's up the middle, the other way, up the middle, the other way, get them over, get them in, all this shit. And then second round, it's fucking bombs away, man. It's like, so as we were walking back into the locker room, he goes, so what did you notice about the Yankees BP? I said, every one of them wore a fucking helmet. I'm going to wear my helmet from here on out for the rest of my career during BP. And the reason why is because the same shit you just said, like, bro, never. And I get it in the cage. You're not going to wear a helmet in a cage. That's fine. Yeah, right, but when I'm on a field, this is a feeling that I need to get used to.
Yes, correct. And then here's another thing that people don't understand. You put that helmet on and you put that ear flap, all of a sudden your vision kind of gets a little bit, tunnel vision almost, for lack of a better term. And for me personally, and we talk about this a lot, is, picking a spot over the shoulder where you think the ball's coming out of. It was kind of that helped in my tunnel vision.
Yeah. And
So,
now, Thrill, I don't know if you've noticed it, but 50% of the guys wear the guard, and it's like 90% at the youth level because of freaked out parents. But they wear the guard across the face, and I don't blame them. It makes sense. I got hit in the jaw once.
Right. I get it. But here's the thing, all right? And, whether it be we had a dive and a miss right here at Yankee Stadium, running around.
Who is that?
Whoever the center fielder is.
I'll figure it out right now. That's a dog shit effort. I know
that's that guy, Inez something or another.
I got to get back to having the screens. 4-0 Phillies, you're right, Thrill. And the center fielder.
Yeah, the Kiner Falafalfa.
Oh, he's not. I don't think he's a center fielder.
That's what he got him playing.
He's a fucking second baseman, man.
Isaiah Kiner Falafalfa.
Bro, he's a shortstop.
Really?
I told you,
he's playing center field, and he freaking botched that bastard.
He's playing center field because of Anthony Volpe. Quit fucking throwing anybody in the outfield. Like, you need to learn. That shit's hard, man. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so long story short, wear your freaking helmet, because when you go up the home plate, you can be wearing a helmet. Look, there's Guerrero with the face mask, and a lot of times, here's the best thing about wearing that little face guard protection thing. All right, the best that ever played the game, Willie Mays told me. He goes, hey, if the ball starts at your head, get the hell out of there. It's not gonna be a strike. You got it, Willie. Anything started up here, I'm out of there. It didn't matter whether it was a breaking ball or not. I'm out of there because it ain't gonna be a strike.
Did you ever get hit in the head?
Once. Got it in Milwaukee. Shit. What was the guy's name? He was a left-hander. His last name began with a V, and he was in warm-ups, right? And he's throwing the ball all over the freaking place. And I get up there, and he just absolutely paints 2 sliders on me. So I'm 0-2, and Mike Matheny's behind home plate. And I told Mike, I turned around to Mike, I said, "Oh, you were setting me up with all of those warm-up pitches." He goes, "No, Will." He says he doesn't know where the shit it's going. And I said, "Well, hell, I got to stay in here." And he's left-handed anyway. And I'll be goddamn if that 0-2 didn't start right at me. And I tried to get out the way, and it got me anyway.
Did it hit you flush, or did it hit you in the back of the head?
No, it caught me pretty damn flush in the back of the helmet, but I wasn't coming out the game, but we were winning by a lot. And LaRussa's like, "Come on." He says, "I'll give you the rest of the game off." I was like, "Well, I'm okay." He's like, "No, come on out." I'm like, "All right."
So I was in San Francisco in a preseason game playing the Giants. And this was like, it was on. Like, I was a dude, right? Like, not a dude.
Yeah.
Like, I established myself in the big leagues. I was making the opening day rosters. Maybe 03, 04, 05-ish, whatever. So somewhere in there. And, dude, I'll be damned. I got in there, and I know these guys because I fucking have faced them in the Dominican 1,000 times. They throw 98. They have no fucking clue where the ball's going. No idea, bro. And so, like, I went into this at bat even like, and it's funny because talk about manifesting shit, right? When what's his name said, Dan Gladden said, "Hey, Thrill, put your helmet on," like, ball.
Yeah.
Had you not put your helmet on, I don't know if you would have gotten hit or not. That's why, like, our words are forever creating reality, and we should be pretty cautious with our words. But, dude, I'm telling you, this ball fucking it left his hand, and as it's leaving his hand, like, I could see it, and I'm like, oh fuck. And it's that one that almost starts like here, right? Like it's just, and you're like, you think you could get out of the way, you turn, but he has a 2-seam run like this. It's just shh. I'm going to try to get this perspective because the ball would be coming where my fist is. It's coming like this. And you're like, ready? Oh, fuck. Dude, hit that right square in the helmet. My helmet, I like to wear my helmet really tight. Basically ripped this open, blood gushing everywhere, cart on the field, carted off. I was like, Larry Davis, our trainer, soup. I'm like, no fucking way I'm getting on a cart. Fuck you guys. All this stuff. They put me on the cart anyway. I didn't have a choice and ended up sending me home with my mom. They wouldn't let me drive home. They made me leave my car in San Francisco, had to go home with my mom, spend the whole night with her. She had to get me up every hour for the whole concussion thing. And that was it.
Hey, let me ask you this, all right? Because, everybody in the audience is going to say the same thing, all right? How many times did you either get hit or, you're out there, it's 1,000 degrees, you had to sprint your ass off in the left center to catch a fly ball, and you get back to your position, all of a sudden you start seeing stars and shit like that. How many times did that happen to you?
Well, you know what would happen is my eyes, and this happened specifically in the Bay Area, at San Francisco and Oakland at night, my eyes would water.
Oh, okay. All right.
So when I had to run like that or something happened, like I'd be like this, and I'm like, oh, right. Fuck. Like just trying to get my eyes so that they weren't watering.
Yeah. So all right, I got one for you. All right. So this would be an absolute no fucking brainer today. A guy would get taken out the game. He'd have to go to the fucking hospital. They do concussion protocol on him and all that. All right. We are playing the second game of a doubleheader in Alabama when I'm with Mississippi State. The second game, we're in the 9th inning. We're winning big. We won the first game. We're winning big in the second game. And we're in the 9th inning, and it starts to rain. Okay, we're just trying to get this freaking game over with. Strike 3 on the last hitter of the game, and the catcher drops the ball, and it gets away from him, right? So he picks it up, and he's got a real good arm, and he heave-hoes it down to me, and it's going to be a pick. And instead of picking it, because I had so much time because the runner's way up the line, I'm like, I'm just going to wear it, knock it down, pick it up, game over, right? Well, I forgot it's raining, and the ball goes pew up off the turf, right? And that son of a bitch caught me, I mean, dead center right there. Down goes the Thill, right? I get up, and I'm seeing stars. And freaking coach comes out there. He says, we got to take you out. I said, I ain't coming out. There's 2 outs in the 9th here. Freaking, we're going to end this. He goes, no, you don't get it. He says, you're bleeding like a stuck pig. I go, what? He goes, yeah. And evidently it opened me up. Oh, there's a hang me, bang me.
Yeah. Tampa Bay.
That's where that pitch is supposed to wind up.
Tampa Bay was down 6-5 in the 9th. Washington, which I'm not even sure if they have a fucking win yet, was trying to close this thing out. And they just went back to back and shoved it up Washington's ass. There's not even an out yet either.
Oh, and guess what? Washington's got 16 hits. Tampa's only got 7.
Look at that. 1 in 3 Nationals.
Yeah. 6. So anyway, so now, all right. So they tell me, they say, hey, you can stay overnight in this is getaway day. So we got to leave Alabama. We got to go back to Mississippi State. And they say, we're going to leave you in the hospital, get you sewed up and all that. I said, fuck that. Let's go. And so literally we get on the team bus and the doctor gets on there with us. And he goes, I'm going to numb you up. I said, fuck that. I said, anybody got any Jack Daniels? And one of my guys up in the front of the bus had some Jack. Took a few swigs of Jack. I'm laying on the bottom of the bus, and he's sewing me up on the way back to Starkville.
Do you have the scar still?
Oh, yeah. Right up under here.
I think I've noticed that scar before.
Yep. But, what I'm saying is, that was back in the day. Now, These guys, Jesus Christ, they wouldn't let you play for 2 weeks after something like that. You'd be in the concussion protocol room and all that shit.
Yeah, it's funny because if you go back and ask me how many concussions I had, and obviously, dude, I dove all over the field and everything. I never officially had a concussion. Like the closest would have been the San Francisco one, or I got my bell rung in high school. I remember, playing high school football, and a goddamn fucking little piece of shit fly motherfucker from De La Salle crackbacked me. I was playing safety.
Oh shit!
I like a strong safety rover position, and he flew this way. They're running a sweep out this way. I didn't even see him, and I went like this and just lit me up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
that's one of those ones you get up and you're like, oh.
That's why De La Salle is so good too. They had 140-pound dudes doing that shit.
Yeah.
But
so
anyway,
we're in A-ball. We're in A-ball. I'm in Fresno, right? And we're in Fresno. And this is like, shit, it's third, fourth game I'm in pro ball, I guess. And it's a swinging bunt out in front of home plate. And the pitcher goes for it, and I go for it. And the pitcher beats me there. He picks it up. And since I'm in on the play, he decides to tag the runner. Well, he tags the runner upside the head. And as soon as he did it, the runner turned around, and here we go, right? So I grabbed their runner, and I was just holding him. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't like punching him or anything. I just grabbed him, and I didn't know it, but their whole dugout's coming from behind me, and their catcher caught me. Their catcher caught me from behind. I never saw it. Down goes the Thrill. Out freaking cold. I'm talking about out cold. And at the end of the year, for our team party, they put this bastard on a loop, and all you see is just wham, boom, wham, boom, wham, boom. I said, you dirty bastards.
We got to get footage of that, man.
I got it somewhere. I got it on one of these tapes around there.
So Bill's on here on the chat. He says, I bounced my skull off the concrete about 25 times skateboarding. Never an official concussion, though.
No. Hey, Bill, I got a general rule. If it doesn't have a steering wheel, I do not drive it. Skateboard, skis, what's another one? Water skis. No steering wheel. Thrill, don't drive it.
Oh, that's one way to approach it. All right, so
let's say Luker, that guy played for Milwaukee in the 2000. It was Milwaukee in the 2000, left-handed reliever coming out the pen, and his last name began with a V. Sorry, Luker.
So, dude, let's use this little pause in the action right now to remind everybody. Our new title sponsor of Deuces Wild. 818 Tequila!
818 Tequila!
Ocho Tequila, Anejo 100% agave, azul, handcrafted, small batch in Jalisco, Mexico! Hey,
I know, agave azul. I like that, agave azul.
This is a good shit right here. This is the Anejo. I'm sipping on the Reposado. And I'm about to finish it. I poured myself a fresh Reposado. I'm like, dude, I don't think,
Luker, I just remembered, Luker. His name was Ron Villone or Villone. That's who got me. That's who got me behind the head. Ron Villone.
Dude, I remember Ron Villone. I used to fucking face him, man.
There you go. Left-hander all over the place. That was him.
Yeah, he threw fucking gas.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah, I faced him later in his career. But I got to imagine, like, when that guy was younger, he was throwing shit.
Oh, he was getting it up. He was running up there 95, 96. And like I said, he had me 0-2, so I was kind of diving out there. I wasn't giving no ground, and this one just started right at me. I had nowhere to go.
All right, let's take a look at yesterday's box score for the San Francisco.
Gigantes? You talking about for the Giants?
Yeah. I want to run through this because it's 12-3, obviously. 2 runs in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fifth, 5 in the 9th to go ahead and complete the 12-3 victory. Wade Jr., 2 for 6. Michael Conforto, 2 for 6. 3 punch-outs. Estrada, 2 for 4. J.D. Davis pinch hit. He was 0 for 1. Jock Peterson, 1 for 3. Flores came in. He was 1 for 1.
All right, Peterson went deep in the second. He was the first homer of the game.
So Yastrzemski 2 for 3, 3 runs scored. Jonathan Villar 2 for 4, 5 RBIs. Holy fuck balls!
Yeah, he had his second home was a granny.
And poor Brandon Crawford, on the day where everybody gets a fucking hit, everyone's hitting a homer, he goes 0 for 4. At least he had no strikeouts.
Yep. And then next guy, Blake Sabol, went 0 for 3. Hey, look, somebody in these games right here, somebody's got to make the outs. Otherwise, we'll still be out there. Here's another one. Here's another one for you. And there's Bryce Johnson coming in the 8th or 9th inning for defensive purposes. And he goes yard. So, that's the thing we were kind of screaming and yelling about last week was how they could send Bryce Johnson down. And guess what? They literally turn right around the next day, bring Bryce Johnson back and send out that kid Wisely or whatever his name was.
So do you think they were watching Deuces Wild?
You know what? Good question. Because it was kind of weird how all of a sudden they turned around and brought Bryce Johnson right back.
How great is that, man? I didn't even realize that until I saw this in the box score.
Yeah. And so he hit. I tell you what, because I watched it before we got on the show. He hit an absolute laser beam out of right field. That ball didn't take 2 seconds to get out the ballpark. And in let's see, wait a second. In the fifth inning, we had 4 solo shots. So we had 4 homers in the 5th inning alone.
Conforto,
Yastrzemski, Villar, and Estrada.
Yastrzemski, and Villar. Poor Kopech, man. He gave up the ass.
Dude, he was doing pretty good up until that inning, and then all of a sudden, whammo.
9th inning off Ruiz. That's when Johnson hit his.
Yeah, Johnson hit his, and that was VR's second to grand slam.
DeSclafani, a really nice start. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, that got kind of put by the wayside. Was that's his first legitimate outing back, and he was in complete command. Like you said, 4 strikeouts, so didn't kind of overpower people, made him put the ball in play, trusted his defense behind him. Manea came in and scuffled a little bit, mostly because of his command. He had 2 walks in 2 innings, and he was behind the count a lot. And then Tyler Rogers submarined him and finished off the game.
Yeah, Rogers in 1 inning didn't give up anything, didn't strike anybody out either. I always look at that. I want to see if guys, because you just never know. Don't get me wrong. I'll take soft contact, but swing and miss shit is swing and miss shit.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and this is, when Bochy first came up to me, Bruce came up to me and he's like, "Hey, how do you like this guy, Tyler Rogers?" And I flat out told him, I said, "Bruce, this guy's not going to light up a radar gun, but all he does is goes out there and gets ground ball outs." And, like I was telling you earlier, I mean, if he keeps firing that freaking sinker in there, that's what you're going to get from Tyler Rogers. But for whatever reason, they try to go up with Tyler Rogers. Tyler Rogers ought to never throw a ball above the freaking knees. Oh, while I'm talking about this, the ball that freaking Stanton hit off a stripling in Yankee Stadium. Did you guys see that?
I saw
485, all that blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch Perez behind home plate. He goes like this, right? Check this out. He goes 1 up, right? He puts his glove up here. Stripling gets ready to throw. He drops his glove down. Stripling picks up his head, gets ready to deliver the ball. And guess where he threw it? He threw it right where frickin' Perez had dropped his glove down in the middle of the zone, and frickin' Stanton absolutely annihilated that ball. And that's what I was telling you about catchers. It's like why they keep dropping their glove, I don't know. If you're going to give a target and keep that target there so the pitcher can concentrate and get that ball to the target.
I could not agree more. Keep the target there. And then the other thing about it, if you want to call a fastball up, you flash for the signs, whatever, like one. Give me like a this means 1 up or just whatever 1 up.
Yeah. So they usually go through. Yeah, they usually go through the signs, and you'll see this right here. You'll see 1 and then a thumb up. 1 thumb up. That's usually 1 up.
I think everyone got scared too, because now if I'm not mistaken, most teams use the communication, right?
Yeah, they do, but not everybody likes it. So,
How about the Angels, Thrill? They have the 2 best players in the game of baseball. They're off to a 3-1 start. They big night in Seattle last night. They pounded the A's all weekend. They shouldn't have. The Angels should have won the fight. The A's should have never won that first fucking game, man. They did, but they should have never won it. And so, the question is this team? Does this team have what it takes? And I couldn't even answer this because I got to look at their pitching rotation, everything else. But a good place to start is having the 2 best players in the game, right?
By far, without a shadow of a doubt. And the problem that the Angels have had the last few years is just pitching. They don't have any pitching besides basically Ohtani, you want to know the truth. And, like you said, they kind of dominated the A's. But, now they're in a pretty tough division. I mean, Bochy's got Texas playing pretty damn good over there. And, then you got Houston. So, they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, so give me your thoughts on Bruce Bochy in Texas because they've been hot.
You know who Bochy is. I mean, true pro, consummate manager, does it the right way, does it behind closed doors, earns the trust of his players. He's going to get more out of his players because of that. And he's taking a bunch of, I hate to say it, but, besides like Corey Seager or somebody like that, he's taking a bunch of no names and he's doing a job with them.
All right, let's do this. We're going to go over 2 teams. We're going to go over the Angels, and we're going to go over Texas.
All right.
So you got
who you want first?
I'm going to go the Angels. So I just pulled up.
Hang on. Let me get to him. Hang on.
Pulled up the box score tonight against the Mariners. They just started.
All right, I got it.
Texas is losing tonight, by the way, 7-2 to the Orioles. But they got Turner Ward. 1 for 1. He's at 450 on the year. You get Trout, Ohtani, Hunter Renfroe.
Hey, is that Turner Ward, like as in Turner Ward when we played? Is that his kid?
No, it's Taylor Ward. It might be his kid, but Taylor Ward.
Taylor Ward. All right, wait. I'll look that up right now.
He had a great 2022. 833 OPS, 23 bombs. So far this season, 421, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 1,100 OPS. That's huge. First round pick, 26 overall from Fresno State, Taylor Ward.
Yep.
Yeah, I do remember Turner Ward. That's why he's a big hitting guru, right?
Yep.
So then you got Trout, Ohtani, and then
the guy that's up there right now is Hunter Renfroe. He's an ex-Mississippi State guy. He was a All-American Mississippi State, first-round draft choice of I don't know who, but then he wound up with the Padres. Now he's with the Angels.
Well, look at this. I mean, he had 29 homers last year. He has 157 career homers, 788 OPS. So, I mean, this is an offensive player. Yeah, Mississippi State. That's your brethren right there.
Yeah. The only thing that he started off real slow last year, and he was racking up the strikeouts, and then he had a bomb second half.
The next guy is University of Washington's own Jake Lamb.
Jake Lamb, ex Diamondback, right?
Ex All-Star, man. He was fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah. What was he? A third baseman, right?
Third baseman.
Yeah.
So dude, he's been hurt, dealing with all these injuries, but he's back. He's hitting 429 right now, 1,100 OPS, and 7 at bats. Like, I mean, you can't even fucking recognize this. But
yeah, I mean, in 16 he had 29 and 91, and in 17 he had 30 and 105.
Yeah, legit, dude.
Yeah.
Brandon Drury is the next guy, 28 homers, 87 RBIs last year. This is a legit line. This lineup's good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They got Thump, Luis Renifo. I don't know how to say it.
Right,
he hit 17 last year though. 264, 17, second baseman. I
don't know anything about that guy.
Neither do I.
If you'd asked me who's playing second base for the Angels, I would have never come up with that name.
So then you got a Virginia kid, Matt. I don't know how to say it. Face. He's a catcher. Career 204, 11, whatever. He just needs a catch. And then the other guy, J.P. Crawford. You remember him from Seattle. Career 248, 27 bombs, but he's got 1,800 at bats, man. Not a lot of thump or anything, but obviously the kid Crawdaddy from Long Beach, California. First round pick from Lakewood High School in Lakewood, California.
You know, that's what I'm seeing with the Angels right now. I'm seeing not a terrible lineup. I mean, got some thump and have had some thump in the past. But like we talked about, you know, the big thing has just been pitching with those guys. I mean, even when those guys were in our division in Texas, I mean, you wanted to face the Angels because you could get some numbers against those guys as long as you stay away from Troy Percival in the bullpen.
Oh, so wait, hold on a second. Somehow it switched over. J.P. Crawford is not the fucking he's with the Mariners. So you got David Fletcher.
Yeah, David Fletcher.
Yeah, he's the shortstop. He's got 1,900 career regular season at bats, so with only 14 homers. So not your offensive guy. Everyone else I drilled. But here's the Angels pitcher tonight, Suarez. Jose Suarez. 8-8, 3.96 in his career. He's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just that's the only question. Do they have the pitching?
Yep, you're right.
They got the ace in Ohtani, though.
Yeah. But as usual, you know, I mean, you only see him once every 5 games. So,
yeah. Orioles taking it to the Texas Rangers. Bruce Bochy, Thrill. I saw him at your retirement ceremony last year, and it was the best I've seen him ever look, dude. Honestly.
He looked really good, and he was telling me that, you know, he was thinking about getting either the knees or the hip replaced. And I told him personally the hip is much easier than the knee, but I think his knees are pretty shot. So I think he might do the knees first. And they've been playing good baseball. So
they have. They're about to lose their second consecutive game. I will see if they can come back in this one. But it's Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, And then you got Lowe, Adonis Garcia, Jung, who's I'm pretty sure he's a rookie, right? He's a stud rookie.
I don't know.
Grossman, Mitch Garver, B. Miller. I don't know B. Miller. And Durant.
This guy Lowe, the guy Lowe, he's a first baseman, 6'4", 220. He had kind of a pretty decent year, but kind of a quiet year. And he's another Mississippi State guy. 27 jacks, 76 RBIs, and hit 302 last year. And kind of did it under the radar, you know?
No, yeah, he's fucking good. And how about Brad Miller? That guy's been around forever, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize he's still playing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then let me see. It's Josh Jung. He was the Rangers' first round pick back in when was it? 19.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, 19? In 19. He's from Texas Tech. So, you know, the Rangers kind of went out and got a Texas boy. So,
hey, so
let's see. And
by the way, the Anejo is the first time I've had it. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Anejo.
Yeah. And then Garcia is the guy. Garcia is the guy that's kind of the quiet stud. I mean, you know, he had 27 and 101 last year, even though he hit just 250.
So, dude, it's 4-1 Phillies, and Giancarlo stands at the dish. It just missed a homer. LeMahieu already homered. Kimbrel looks like he's about to give up the dick, dude. 95.
You're not gonna give it up if you get that pitch. Up and away with a fastball is tough to get on top of.
I mean, this guy can shoot it out the other way, can't he? Told you. Base hit. Here come the Yankees.
Nice. So all right. So a lot of people are going to ask, all right, why does Stanton have that really big, you know, closed stance? All right. If you look at the new Yankee Stadium, like where that red sign is right there in right center, that State Farm sign, dude, that's a freaking pop-up. It's like 355, 360, you know? And for a guy like that, if he stays closed and goes the other way, especially as many breaking balls as he's going to see, he stays inside that ball, he'll be able to pound some balls out of that right center and right field gap.
Josh Donaldson is now the time.
Oh, God.
Fastball right there.
How did you take that one? Oh, my God. If you're going to hunt a fastball to tie up the game, wouldn't you hunt middle in? And that ball is right there.
That's what I'm looking for. Another fastball out over the plate.
That's out over the plate. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, so from the mind of a major league hitter, all right, if I had to guess, I'm saying Kimbrel's going to throw a high fastball right here. And if he throws a breaking ball, it's probably going to be out the zone. So I'm looking high fastball right here.
He's already proved, Dawson took the first one. Thill going high fastball. I think he's going breaking ball. Yes, he did.
He did? He went breaking ball?
Yeah.
Well, he went breaking ball, and look at this. He threw it right down the middle. So, I mean, hey, look, you know, even if you sit in heater, you ought to be able to adjust to a breaking ball right there. So, stuff happens.
It backed up. So, let me explain to the audience at least what a backup breaking ball is. So, you have the ball that's spinning, right? Like it's coming this way.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to come like this, and it goes like this. It's spinning like this. And if I'm the right-handed hitter, I have a breaking ball that I see come out of his hand, and it's gonna go. I'm like, it's gonna go this way. Boom.
Yes.
And it goes like this, and it goes like this. And it runs back like that slow turn back into you, subtle, and you just like freeze up on it. It fucks you up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Luke. Hey, Luker. Hey, I just saw your thing about Rendon. How long is Rendon suspended for that fan thing?
I think 4 games.
All right. Well, you add him to the lineup. There you go.
That was, yeah, that's right. We forgot about him. That was kind of weird. Did you see what happened?
No, I didn't.
All right.
I just heard about it, but I mean, those are the kind of things I don't go back and look at.
A fan was talking shit. Rendon's like a totally awful way. Like this is. You probably did this on a regular basis because no cameras were there, no cell phones. Like he's calling a cell phone. But Rendon's like he's walking back into the clubhouse after a game. It looks like, and he goes, "Yo, what'd you say, motherfucker?" And the guy's like, "Huh?" And he goes down like he's gonna say something. He's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, what? Yeah, bitch. Like, what'd you say?" And the guy's like, "Oh, like he realized that the guy was probably heckling him, joking around." Rendon gets the ass. Like at first, he probably thinks he's like trying to be funny. That's what it seems like to me. The guy comes down, and Rendon's like this, like he didn't. You could tell he didn't want to hit him. But he kind of jabbed like he was going to hit him. That's what it looked like to me, at least. And I didn't dissect it. But it was like and sure enough, dude, that was it.
They caught him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of told this story before. I don't know if everybody in the audience remembers it or not, but I'm getting crushed in St. Louis one day. It's some guy over there. He's on the first base line, and he's MFing me up and down, in and out, everything you can say. And that's when they had the AstroTurf. And then the wall behind me for the AstroTurf wasn't tall. It was probably, waist high, maybe, I guess. And so I just been wearing it. And I talked to the umpire, and the umpire was like, "Look, I can't do anything about it because he's on the other side of the fence, all that." So I'm like, "All right, I'll handle it." So I told Matt Williams, I said, "Matt, you see that guy with the white hat over there?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Throw one right at him." I said, I'm just gonna bail out the way. I said, "Hit him in the chest if you can." He's like, "You got it." And so, in between innings, I'm throwing the ground balls around. Matt gets it, and he picks this bastard up, and he freaking airmails this thing. And it's headed right at him. And right at the last second, it loses velocity, and it hits that fucking metal wall right in front of him. And there, you can hear it throughout the stadium. I mean, it reverberated throughout the stadium. It was like it hit, and he went boom, boom, and he went boom, 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 boom throughout the stadium, right? And the ball goes down the right field line, and I walk straight to this guy, and I said, "If you say another motherfucking word to me," I said, "the next one's going to be in your fucking ear." And I turned around and I walked off. When I did that, everybody in St. Louis in that whole section stood up and gave me a standing ovation on that one. And I went over to Matt Williams. I freaking high-fived him. I said, "Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about." And I said, "If I can never do it for you," I said, "I'll freaking hit somebody for you too."
So the question becomes, how did St. Louis fans receive you when you played there?
Dude, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So, here I am, I'm the hated guy. I'm the guy that was fighting with Jose Oquendo and Ozzie Smith. And then they trade for me. I go to Montreal. The first game, La Russa wouldn't let me play. I'm like, "Tony, I came over here to play." He's like, "You've been traveling all day. If I need you in the end of the game, I'll put you in." And he needed defensive replacement. I freaking hit a double off the wall. I missed a homer by about that far. And the next game, I went 4 for 5 with a jack. And then the next game, I went, 3 for 4 with a jack. And then we go back to St. Louis, right? The first game in St. Louis, I walk up to home plate. I get a freaking standing ovation walking up to home plate. I'm like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." And it was against Tom Glavine, right? And so everybody's going crazy, and I just want to get in the box and, get the at-bat over with. And everybody's going insane. And I back out the batter's box. I I tip my cap to everybody. Everybody goes crazy. They sit back down. I put my helmet on. First pitch from Glavin's a fastball away. Whack! I hit it out of left center. Everybody goes, wah! They all stand back up and they go crazy again. That was my welcome to St. Louis after being a hated San Francisco Giant.
So Bill's got a really good point, because he says when you get the NL Player of the Week your first week there, the fans are going to change their tune really quick.
Yeah, it's amazing how 6 homers and 10 RBIs in a week will change your attitude on somebody. You'll all of a sudden start embracing him.
Hey, so I haven't seen the play yet. Luker's on here saying Chapman just took out the umpire.
What
does that, Luker? What does that mean, dude?
He took out the umpire.
Yeah, so Chapman's with the.
We must have had a play at home plate, and he freaking dirt rolled somebody.
4-1 Blue Jays right now. Let's see. Bobby Witt Jr. makes a diving catch. I'm looking at the highlights they have. Danny Jansen flies into a force out. That's not going to be it. Kikuchi's outing against the Royals, breaking down Yasai Kikuchi. So anyway.
So Chapman's with the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to look right now to see what sort of action we may have had here.
All right, let's see. Well, it's in the ninth inning. It's in the ninth inning.
3 for 4, by the way, today. That's good for him. He had a rough year last year, man. He's hitting fucking 579. Holy shit. Blue Jays are good. Dalton Varsho from the Diamondbacks, 2 for 4. I mean, their lineup is Springer, Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Chapman, Varsho, Merrifield, Jansen, Espinal, and Kiermaier. That's a good team, man. Really is. So yeah, see if you can find something there.
All it says here is pitching change. Aroldis Chapman replaces Amir Garrett. That's all it says.
Okay. Well, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Stephen Luker's in the knock room. We're 7:03. I'm 7.
Stephen Luker says I have it loaded up. What you got loaded up there, Stephen?
We're about to find out. I'm letting them in.
All right, let the Luke man in. Let's find out what's going on.
Meanwhile, it's 10-6 Rays over the Nationals. Phillies 4-0 over the Yankees.
Hey, speaking of which, needless to say, we got Luke and the regular Battleborn. Battleborn and his brother Jason were at the Nevada Reno game the other day, giving me, just an absolute beautiful view. It was 50-something degrees, sunny and all that sort of stuff. He sent me pictures the next day. It was 30 and fucking snowing.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are having a hell of a run of it up there.
Bro, yeah, I was in Reno today.
All right.
There you go. What you got, Luke?
Here's the play.
Tell us what you got.
This is the play. This is the play with Chapman. Here's the pitch. Bouncer. First baseman goes for it. Chapman's like, whoop! Bam! And the other side is safe.
You see? That right there happens a lot. That umpire is in the wrong position. He got his ass run over. Hang with him.
What happened?
That right there. Remember, Burnsy, we've had this discussion. Those umpires should not be standing on the first baseline. They should be on kind of the field of play, because it gives them a better angle on the bang bang play. So he should have taken a few steps off the line. He didn't take no steps off the line. Chapman catches the ball, and he freaking dirt rolls him.
Hey, Luker, how much shit do you have in your room, bro?
I have so many boxes just for cards to put away. That's how I do it. I have the boxes for cards. My pages and everything.
Hey, we might have to go to Luker to freaking do the picking of the cards.
Yeah, Luker, let's do that, man. I got 10 minutes left. Go. Do me a favor. Let's pick through some cards that you think
19 92 Upper Deck we're going with.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead on, Luke, man. Let's see what you got.
Before we get going, can you tell us the stories about Deion Primetime Sanders?
You're right. Deion Primetime. Luker asked for these stories ahead of time. So he's playing for Cincinnati, and I don't know whatever scouting report they had, and he's over in right center, and I whack one over there to left center. He dives and he misses it, and I get a double. And so then the next time up, he moves over to left center, and I moved up on the plate, and I hooked one to right center, and I got another double, and I'm standing on second, And so then the next at bat, they walk Sanders, and he comes down to first base, and he's like, Thill. He's like, Thill. He goes, dude, I was playing you over here, and you hit it over there, and I was playing you over there, and you hit it over there. And I said, that's because I was watching where you played, Deion. And he goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I said, wherever you played, that's not where I'm trying to hit it. I'm trying to hit it the other way. And he goes, you could do that? I go, yeah. I said, we could do that, Deion. That's called baseball. That's called being able to hit. I said, you know about a different kind of hitting.
Dude.
All right, here we go.
That's insane, though, because Thrill, not a lot of hitters would ever do that.
Well, I mean, that was the first thing that you did when you walked up to home plate. And I know Big Bill, who's in the audience, we talked about that last year. It's like, you get in the batter's box, you dig your hole, whatever it is, back out, you adjust your batter's gloves. First thing I did was I look up and I saw where the center fielder was playing. And if the center fielder is playing me over in left center, I know they're going to pitch me away so I can move up on the plate and try to hook the ball. Vice versa, if the center fielder is playing on the right side, that means they're going to pound me in. I can back off the plate and go the other way. And that's exactly what I did to Deion. All right, look what you got.
Greg A. Harris.
Greg Harris. Wait. I can't see the card. Move it more over this way.
Greg A. Harris.
Okay, Greg Harris. He also used to be with the Padres, correct?
This is the Phillies one. This is Greg A. Harris, not the Padre one.
Okay. Not really familiar with him, believe it or not. Greg A. Harris. I'm more familiar with the Greg Harris from the Padres, and the reason being he was the pitcher of record the last day in '89 when Tony Gwynn and I were going down the wire for the batting title, and I hit 3 absolute missiles off of him and was 0 for 3 to show.
Stop there, Luker. Let's get into Tony Gwynn for a second. Thrill, my wife was on me this morning about getting a good Tony Gwynn story because this is a guy that was a dual sport fucking savage at San Diego State.
Yeah.
San Diego State played for the national championship last night. They had an incredible run. I don't care that they lost. Talk to me about Tony Gwynn as an athlete. I never saw, my first memories of Tony Gwynn are just him laying out hits, but I never looked at him as this crazy athlete, but back in the day, he was killing it.
Yeah, and then not only that, you think of Tony Gwynn like a little, chunky, kind of short, chunky guy. He's almost like Kirby Puckett. Yeah. But then if you look at Tony Gwynn early on, if you look at Kirby Puckett early on, I mean, these guys are studs. I mean, Tony Gwynn was a starting point guard, and then he'd switch over and he'd play baseball. And back then, that's when San Diego State, believe it or not, they were playing freaking triple headers. They were playing 90 games a year, all right? And Tony Gwynn was coming straight out of basketball and going straight into baseball and doing all that craziness. So he is an amazing athlete.
So you're telling me they were playing triple headers at San Diego State?
When I was at Mississippi State, I don't even know what we did in my freshman year. My junior year, we played, including the College World Series, we played 63, 62 games, and San Diego State had 88, 89.
That's before they had rules.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not shitting you. There was times early in the season where we would start the season out and we'd have like 3 games played, and you look in the box score, and San Diego State was like, I had already played 10 or 12 games.
Bill says I posted a Tony Gwynn video on my Thrill Collector page. Lefty pitcher pounding the outside of the plate, goes with the oppo, Brett Butler.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's another thing. All right. So, you guys have probably heard this story because I tell it a lot. But one day we're in San Diego, and anytime Tony came out early to take BP, I came out and I watched him. I was like a hawk, right? And this one day he's hitting balls down a left field line, and they're all like right by the line. And so after everything was said and done, I let him get through with his work and all that. And I walked up to him and I was like, Tony, what were you working on right there? He said, I was trying to hit the left field foul line. And every ball he hit was within 5 feet of that line. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you're in a freaking another stratosphere, one of them things.
So let me finish the comment. Bill said, hold on a second, Luker. Bill says,
that's a good one, Luke.
To goes with the opposite. Brett Butler, while he was on the Dodgers, dives, misses it. Tony Gwynn gets inside the Parker. Beautiful. All right.
There you go.
Sorry, I didn't complete that. Go ahead, Luker.
Next card, Gerald Perry.
Oh, my God. Oh. Did Gerald pass? Did he pass?
Dude, no, maybe it was Gerald Williams.
You gave him the old Sasa. Did he pass?
No.
I'm looking
at it. All right. So here you go. Here you go, Luke. Here's the Gerald Perry story of all Gerald Perry stories. All right. The Braves come in for a 3-game set, and we play a Friday night game, and then we play a Saturday day game, right? And I already told you, and we even went over it just now about how bad the sun was in Candlestick. Ball goes up, glasses down, glove up, the whole works, right? Gerald Perry's playing first base for the Braves. Has no sunglasses on, nothing like that. And I don't know, we hit like 1 or 2 pop-ups in a row over on the right side. And it's only him because the second baseman's not involved. He's got to come in on the ball. Both balls, not one, but both, hit him right smack in the head. He didn't even get a glove on it because it got in the sun and he whiffed it and just freaking wore it. And I got down to first base and I'm like, Gerald, I'm going to send you over a pair of flip down sunglasses. I said, dude, you're killing me here. I said, you got to make us first baseman look better than that. I said, that's terrible.
Yeah, Gerald Williams passed away, by the way. That was Derek Jeter's best friend. 55 years old. Last time I saw him, he was in a club in New York City.
Oh, that was Gerald Williams? I thought he said Gerald Perry.
He did.
So the last thing Gerald Perry did was the 2013 WBC hitting coach. That was his last thing he's done. He was the hitting coach for the Team USA in the WBC in 2013.
Okay, so how did we get on Gerald Williams?
That's why I gave it the.
Okay. All right. All right.
Our next play, Mike Gardner.
Mike Gardner. All right. Hold it a little bit more this way. I can't see it. You're behind my chat screen.
I'm trying my best with everything.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Mike Gardner. Oh, shit. Who else did he play for? Because that guy looks familiar.
That's a Red Sox.
He played for the Mariners his first season.
That's where I know him from. All right. I never faced him during the season, Luke. I only faced him in spring training. But right-handed pitcher, pretty decent stuff, believe it or not. And I don't know if he kind of really made it or not.
He only played 5 seasons, 1990 to 1995 in the MLB.
There you go. But that goes to show you, and that's what Eric and I are talking about. That's what Eric and I are talking about. Some of the guys that we think, have really good stuff and should stick around, they just don't. You wonder why,
Yeah.
So, all right, who you got next, Luke?
Alan Anderson.
Alan Anderson from the Twins, and then went to the A's.
Yes.
That same guy?
This is, let me see. I got to look it up because it only gives up to 91 on there.
All right. You remember that guy, EB?
No.
Alan Anderson?
No.
I know he's a left-handed pitcher, but I mean I mean, I'm still in the National League then. I never faced him.
He stayed with the Twins his whole life.
Give me something else to finish with, Luke, because I'm 1 minute over time, right, already.
Okay, here. Harold Reynolds.
Yes.
Oh, God. Harold Reynolds.
Both of you.
Mr. ESPN baseball, Mr. really good fielder and couldn't hit the ball out the fucking infield, but yet if you talk to him, he was a home run hitter.
Okay.
Hold on. Luke, stop. I'm telling you, Thrill, one of the most fascinating characters I've ever met in my entire life. Harold Reynolds actually just called me the other day, and he connected me with Aaron Judge's agent, Dave Matrenga. Dave played baseball in college. I think he played a little pro ball, but he played Cape Cod. Long story short, Dave was looking for Savannah Banana tickets. So I hooked him up with Savannah Banana tickets. And he's like, Bernsey, whatever you need, New York Yankees, anything, just fucking let me know. So this just happened.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. 43, pick a number. There's 253, 141, or 166. Which one do you want to hear from 1992?
Your call, EB.
What is it saying?
I don't know.
The card numbers are 253, 141, and number 166.
I don't care.
There's
Just
three
grab
players
one.
I have.
Grab one and go. Grab one and go.
Trey Thomas.
Yes.
Oh, God, the big skirt.
Oh!
Not the big hurt, the big skirt. So Frank, and this went way back. So he was a lot like Dave Winfield, big guy, long arms. You know, you use the big bat, and if you came in on him, he got a little rattled, and so that's kind of why we named him the big skirt. But if you messed out over the plate, oh my God, could he hit some mammoth home runs?
All right. Hey, Thrill, Luker. You know what? Never mind. Luker.
Yeah.
Any final words for tonight that I'm going to give you?
I'm going to go to the baseball game this Friday in Lake Elsinore, and I did see Renfro in the minors. So it's going to be the Storm in Visalia.
Luker,
have fun in Lake Elsinore and Visalia.
Luker, you know that the Savannah Bananas are going to Rancho Cucamonga, by the way. That's down by you.
Yeah, I already reserved it for a ticket and everything, and I'm just waiting to hear back.
Dude,
Luker, are you in Lake Elsinore?
I'm in Hemet, so Lake Elsinore are about maybe 15 or so minutes.
All right.
Not far from me.
I'm just wondering because our San Jose team plays down there. If I got to travel with them, I know where I'm going. We'll hook up.
Yep, definitely.
All right, brother.
Luker, what was it that you were drinking that night when we were hanging in San Francisco?
A Cooler's Light, where the mountains were blue.
Yes, it did, baby. Woo!
He can't go out on a higher note than that.
Hey, Battleborn, we had some blue mountains on the Luker, man.
See ya, Luker. Thrill. All right, man. We got a big tournament in Vegas this weekend. Back to baseball, ski racing. Closed out the season for the kids, and then we're back at it next Tuesday, man.
You got it right. We'll be back at it next Tuesday. We'll see how the Gigantes do this next week. We'll have plenty of baseball to talk about. And here is your quote of the day from the Thrill before we roll out of here. Today, I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Ooh, baby!
Just end on that. See ya.
See ya.